Hello, everybody. Board Game Lawyer here. It's a Monday evening, and I decided to, instead of playing cards tonight, do an unboxing video because there's a brand new product that came out from Fantasy Flight Games. It's in the Marvel Champions line, and it's called the Age of Apocalypse. So this is a brand new campaign box for the game Marvel Champions. Very excited to get my hands on that and get inside and take a look and see what's inside the box. Now, if you're watching my video, it's probably likely that you've already seen an unboxing video of the product. I have not. I have purposefully avoided watching other unboxing videos because I want to be kind of surprised about what I see inside. Now, I do know the two heroes that are inside the box, and I also know which villains are inside of there, and I'm very excited to see a brand new standard 3 modular set that you can sling into other games to mix things up a little bit. So I do know that that's in there, but short of that, I don't know much about how the game works. So let's take a look at the back of the box and see what it's all about. It says, "The end is near, the time of testing that I appointed. The weak shall be winnowed from the strong. Only those who prove worthy will survive the apocalypse." So this is a quote right directly from Apocalypse. It says, "This giant-sized 271 card expansion for Marvel Champions, the card game, transports you to a dark future ruled by the evil apocalypse. Age of Apocalypse comes with 5 all-new interconnected scenarios that pit the X-Men against the oldest and deadliest foe in a battle for all time. Will you overthrow the ancient despot and restore peace to the world, or will you prove unfit to survive the Age of Apocalypse?" And so, 271 card expansion. That's quite a few that are found inside the box here. So anyhow, I'm also very happy that I received my copy very quickly. I purchased mine from a game store out in Pennsylvania, the Griffons Lair. So thank you for sending that to me, folks. They have 2 locations in Pittsburgh and Erie, Pennsylvania, and they are a very good brick and mortar store. I didn't have one nearby, so I picked one up from them. Generally, that's who I shop, is at the Griffons Lair. So let's get inside and see what's all inside this box. All right, you'll notice too that I'm playing on one of my brand new play mats. I know it doesn't match the theme here, but hey, it's my latest play mat, and I really like it. For those of you who have been diving into this new world of Star Wars Unlimited, I played Star Wars Decipher card game at its launch back in 1995, 96. And then I also was full swing in Star Wars Destiny, so I decided to go ahead and hop in. We'll see where that takes me. So far, it's been an expensive month, right? All right, we got our plastic off the box here. Let's see how easily the box opens. All right, here we go. Yep. The sound of a box, the smell wafting out of the new product. All right, it goes right along with my brand new cranked up air conditioner smell. And to turn the air conditioner on here in the Midwest, went right straight from turning on the heat, turning on air conditioning. All right, so here's our rule book. Marvel Champions, the card game, Age of Apocalypse, of course. We know as we thumb through that there'll likely be some new keywords, maybe not. Hinder X, Patrol, Permanent, Piercing, Range, Setup, Stalwart, Steady, Teamwork. Okay, so we don't have to learn too many new keywords. We do have the new Standard 3 Encounter set, which I'm really excited to play with. I'll probably toss that in a Rhino deck this evening just to see how it plays. I'm not going to spoil much of the book here for you, but there is, as usual, a campaign log included. And it looks like it may just be 1 page of the campaign log. Yep, 1 page. And as always, in the back of the book, it tells you what cards are included in both Bishop and Magic. And these are the starter decks. Cards inside. All right, this expansion design and development was Caleb Grace, so you can't go wrong. Also Tony Fanchi, another all-star. Producer Molly Glover. All right, we got a lot of cool folks working on this project, so no doubt it's going to be very fun. All right. Okay, so here's our cardboard frisbee. There we go. And sorry about the shadow. Maybe it's a little bit shadowy in here, yeah. So Let's get the box out of the way. Maybe that'll get rid of some of that shadow inside. So it looks like we have, count them, 5 cellophane packages inside. And here's our first one. It's double-sided. All right. Prelatis. We've got, there's Apocalypse. Hound. So we got Hound. Here's the Bishop deck. And here is the Magic deck. So what do we start with? Do we start with the villains? Or do we start with the heroes? I say we start with Bishop. He's the one I'm most excited to play with. So let's take a look at inside of the Bishop pack. Break out my handy dandy knife. I'll do this off screen for those who are faint of heart. All right, here we go. Yep. It's not like dissecting a frog or anything, but you know, could be blood and gore involved. All right, here we go. We have Bishop, who is our hero. Let's take a look at him. So he has a thwart of 2, an attack of 2, a defense of 1. He is a hero who is temporal, and he's an X-Men. It says energy absorption is his ability here. It's a response. After Bishop takes any amount of damage from an attack, discard an equal number of cards from the top of your deck, and each resource card discarded this way to your hand. Okay. Discard an equal number of cards from the top of your deck. So again, this is really the first time I'm taking a look at these cards. So I'm trying to wrap my brain around that. After Bishop takes any amount of damage from attack, discard an equal number of cards from the top of your deck. Add each resource card discarded this way to your hand. So a resource guy. And Lucas Bishop is his alter ego. He's a mutant who's temporal. Temporally displaced response. After you change to this form, add a temporal card in your discard pile to your hand. All right. So that's Bishop. Let's take a look at his deck. So here's his 15 cards. The first one is Malcolm, who has a thwart of 1, an attack of 2. He's also a temporal X-Men. His action is discard a resource card from your hand. Ready Malcolm. If that card has a printed fist icon, heal 1 damage from Malcolm. And you can do this a limit of once per phase. Okay. And he takes 1 consequential damage for both thwarting and attacking. He has health of 3. Cost 3 to put out. Oh, and we got another ally. 2 signature allies so far. Yeah. And the other one is Randall, who has a thwart of 2. He has an attack of 1. His temporal X-Men, 3 health, 3 cost. Action, discard a resource card from your hand. Ready Randall. If that card has a printed energy icon, heal 1 damage from Randall, limit once per phase. Cool. So we got some cards that you can manipulate the deck with. That sounds like fun. Now we've got Bishop's Rifle, which is restricted. It's a hero action. Attack, exhaust Bishop's Rifle, choose an enemy, deal 1 damage to that enemy for each resource card in your hand. This attack gains ranged. It's a restricted upgrade weapon. All right, then we've got another upgrade which has a response on it. It's Bishop's Uniform. It's part of his gear. Item temporal response. After you resolve Bishop's energy absorption ability, exhaust Bishop's Uniform, heal 1 damage from Bishop for each resource card in your hand. Cool. All right, so now we're seeing what the resources back into your hand when you discard them can do. All right, Supercharged is another upgrade. Oh, we got lots of upgrades. Good. It's a superpower. Discard a resource card from your hand. Place 1 charge counter here for each resource icon on that card. Hero interrupt. When you make a basic attack, discard Supercharged. You get +2 attack for this attack for each charge counter here to a maximum of +8 attack. Wow. So how many of those do we have? We got 2 of those. Supercharged. And then we have Concussive Blast, which is an event. Attack superpower, hero action. Deal 6 damage to an enemy. If you paid for this event with a resource card, Ready Bishop. More resource shenanigans with Bishop, and we got 2 of those. Now we have Command Authority, which is our next card. Hero action. Remove 3 threat from a scheme. If you paid for this event with a resource card, draw 1 card. Oh, I can see what kind of deck I'm going to be building with them now. Command Authority. I have 2 of them. Energy Conversion is our next card, and we've got, looks like a couple of those. So here is a defense card. When an enemy attacks, shuffle each resource card in your discard pile into your deck. You cannot take more than 3 damage from this attack. Wow. He must, yeah. I was thinking he has to have some resources in it. Ooh, and it's double resources with multiple icons on it. Oh, let's take a look at that. So that's our energy conversion. We had a couple of those. So here's stored energy, resource, temporal. The more you hit me, the harder I hit back. Bishop. So he's got 2 resources, 2 resources. Oh, he's rich. He's got 3. Cool. Oh my. I'm gonna have fun with Bishop. And there's one of my favorite heroes in the game, Cable, and here's his ally card. He's Psionic X-Force, Thwart of 2, Attack of 3, 2 consequential damage when he attacks. And he has 3 health. His response is, after Cable thwarts and defeats a side scheme, draw 1 card. Oh, cool. Oh, that's going to be good. I like that. X-23, another good hero in the game. She has a thwart of 1, an attack of 3, X-Force. Response, after X-23 attacks and defeats an enemy, ready her. Sounds familiar. A readying ability on X-23. Then we have Team Training. We've got 3 of these. Team Training says, play under any player's control, max 1 per player. Each ally you control gets +1 hit point. That's our Team Training card. Advanced Suit. How many of those do we have? We've got 3. We've got a full set of Advanced Suit. It's an upgrade. It tells us to attach to an X-Force or X-Men ally, max 1 per ally. Response, after attached ally defeats a minion or side scheme, discard 1 card from your hand, heal 1 damage from attached ally for each resource on that card. So yeah, give this man some shawarma. And we will go to town. All right, here's the Sidekick. Sidekick card. It's an upgrade. Title, attached to an identity, specific ally you control. Max 1 per pack, 1 per deck, sorry. Attached ally gets +2 hit points and is your sidekick. Response, after you make a basic recovery, heal 2 damage from attached ally. Wow, so your sidekick gets to hang out with you if you decide to heal up. That's pretty cool. A way to keep your signature ally in the game. Nice. And then we have side by side. Do we have a full run of those? Yep, we sure do. So we have 3 copies of side by side. Hero action. Ready your sidekick. Ready your hero. And choose one. Heal 1 damage from both characters. Or both characters get +1 thwart, +1 attack until the end of the phase. So that's our side by side card. All right, Suit Up. We've got 3 of them. Alter Ego action. Search your deck and discard pile for an ally. For an ally, I like it. And add an upgrade that can be attached to that ally. Add them to your hand. Let me try this again. Search your deck and discard pile for an ally and an upgrade that can be attached to that ally. Add them to your hand. So there's your Suit Up, your Alter Ego action that allows you to go find through your deck and discard pile. So they're not, even if they get discarded, you can still find them. An upgrade and an upgrade that can be attached to that ally. So there's your ability to get your sidekick ability, right? Yeah. Really cool. I like that a lot. That's really neat. Lead from the front. I think we've seen this one before. Choose a player. Each character that player controls gets +1 thwart, +1 attack until the end of the phase. Good. We are familiar with that one. The Power of Leadership. Max 2 per deck. Double the number of resources this card generates while paying for a leadership blue card. I like that we have it in X-Men now. X-Men X-Force art. And we've got Professor X's son, Legion. David. He is a basic ally that costs 3. He has a thwart of 1, an attack of 1, and there's a force response, or a response, I'm sorry, next to each number there. So our response is going to be, after Legion uses a basic power, discard the top card of your deck. If that card's printed resource has an energy, deal 2 damage to an enemy. A mental, remove 2 threat from a scheme. Or a fist, physical resource, heal 2 damage from Legion. Cool. What was that double? We had a double. I'm just going to look back and see. So we have energy and physical on the stored energy card. Physical and energy. Deal 2 damage to an enemy, heal 2 damage from Legion. Okay. I was just kind of looking to see how this would work in this bishop deck here. Marrow. Marrow, a lot of allies in here. That's great for a leadership deck. Ally, 1 thwart, 2 attack. Play only if you have the X-Force or X-Men trait. Response after Marrow enters play, deal 2 damage to an enemy. Nice. And of course, we have our energy, genius, and strength. I'd be disappointed if those weren't included in there. Here is Fear the Future, which is give to the Lucas Bishop player. You may flip to alter ego form, choose, exhaust Lucas Bishop, remove Fear the Future from the game, or discard this card and each resource card from your hand. If no resource cards are discarded this way, this card gains surge. So if you are exhausted, you'll have to pick the second one. Discard this card and each resource card from your hand. Not good. Not good if you end up with a mitt full of resources and then you hit your obligation. Terrible. Get a drink here. Just a casual night of unboxing, so bear with me. If I'm going too slow, I apologize. There is the option to double speed, triple speed, quadruple speed, probably the video if you want to move through here quicker, or you could stop and pause if you want to read the text. Hopefully you can see that okay. Trevor Fitzroy is our Bishop Nemesis minion. He has a scheme of 2, an attack of 3. He is an elite temporal with 5 health who has quick strike. I know some people will be happy to see that there's some quick strike on a Nemesis minion. Force response after Trevor Fitzroy attacks and defeats an ally. If Portal Through Time is in play, place 2 threat on it. Otherwise, find it and reveal it. Okay. Force response after he attacks and defeats an ally. So if you chump with it and Portal Through Time is on the table, jump with an ally. Let's see what Portal Through Time says. Here it tells us, is this card cut weird? No. I was just looking at the corner up there. It looked like it was either nicked or cut weird, but I don't think so. I think it's just over his shoulder. Portal Through Time, side scheme. Forced Interrupt. When a temporal card is revealed, it gains Surge, limit once per phase. So I bet you there's going to be some more temporal cards. Here we go. Yep, some more temporal cards in the Nemesis set. So we got Bantam, who is a scheme, an attack of 2/2. 3 health. When revealed, if Portal Through Time is in play, place 2 threat on it. Otherwise, find Portal Through Time and reveal it. How many threat goes on that? 4. Okay. And it has that acceleration icon on it. So that's Bantam. We got Temporal Trickery. So that's 2 minions, actually. So one is the Nemesis minion, right? Yeah, minion. Huh. Okay. Next. Let me see here. Quick Strike after Trevor Fitzroy. And then we've got Bantam. So I forget. Let's see. How do we determine which one? Oh, because it says here that this is Bishop's Nemesis minion. So this is not Bishop's Nemesis minion. So they both don't come out, just one. I was having kind of a brain, you know what there. All right. And we got Temporal Trickery. It's just a temporal card. When revealed, discard a card in your hand with the most printed resource icons. Place one threat on each scheme for each resource icon on that card. So there we go. And we got a couple of those Temporal Trickery. That'll be a fun one for the guys to review over on the Critical Encounters podcast, which my favorite podcast. I recommend it if you haven't seen it yet. Critical Encounters podcast. Look that up on all your podcatchers. But they focus on the villains, the Nemesis sets over there. So yeah, they quickly rose to be my favorite podcast of all time. Thank you guys for all your content over there. All right, Magic's our next one. That is our other hero, and maybe I'll save Magic for another unboxing video. So let's do a part 2 of this unboxing video. For now, we'll start with, let's see. Let's put Magic over here to the side for now. Do we want to look at Apocalypse in Saba Nur? Do we want to look at Manta or Hound? Let's take a look at, what's this? There's a front and back side to this one. So these are Nemesis sets. Let's look at Apocalypse. Let's crack open Apocalypse next. Let's break out the handy dandy scalpel. See if we can easily pry into the flap of the cellophane. There we go. Freedom. Sorry about the blinking light. Something's going on with my desk lamp. It's very likely I could lose power this evening. They're calling for some bad weather in the Midwest. All right, let's take a look at Apocalypse here. So he's a villain. We want to see the bad guy in the box, right? Apocalypse. So he has a scheme of 1, an attack of 2. Apocalypse gains attacks gain overkill. Force response after Apocalypse changes to this form. Deal 1 indirect damage to each player. So, that's a double-sided card. Apocalypse 2. So, after Apocalypse changes this form, deal 1 indirect damage to each player. And then the backside of Apocalypse is, wait a second, it's a fold-up card. Apocalypse 1 is a scheme of 2, an attack of 1. He is a mutant cyberpath who has a retaliate of 1, force response after Apocalypse changes to this form. Place 1 threat on each scheme in play. So after he changes to this form, wow, this will be interesting because now we have this form here, which is gigantic. Apocalypse, who has a scheme of 2, an attack of 2. He's a mutant giant who has stalwart. Force response after Apocalypse changes this form, heal 1 damage from him. Wow, that's pretty cool. I've got some sleeves. Let me see in my box here if I got some sleeves. I do have some sleeves for double-sided, or for fold-out cards. Here they are. I believe these are them. The inner sleeves, 100 inner sleeves, and these are side loads for easy loading. So let me go grab those real quick. Let's see. This is how I sleeve those fold-up cards. All right, so you'll notice that the opening is right there. So here we go. And they fit tightly, so that's nice. So there is one side of the card that's sleeved. And then what I do, so I use these with Angel. I use these with Ant-Man, and I use it with Wasp for these fold-up cards. So it's pretty cool. You get a villain that folds up in this box. So there we go. And it's sleeved. If you're like me, I sleeve all my cards. The fact that these are out here in the open right now can kind of give you anxiety if you're... So we have more than... This one, yes, this one folds out too. So good. What about the third one? They all fold out, so good. All right, so let's get some more sleeves, and we'll take a look at those. Okay, so this is 2. Apocalypse number 2. Looky there. Oh, yeah. What do they call that? Like a relaxing video. Sleeving of cards. So Apocalypse 2, he has a retaliate of 1, a force response. After Apocalypse changes to this form, place 2 threat on each scheme in play. Ugh. And then we've got the giant side, which is Stalwart. Again, force response. After Apocalypse changes this form, heal 2 damage from him. And then this form here, the Biomorph. This is Biomorph, Cyberpath, and Giant. This one here says Apocalypse attacks gain overkill force response. After Apocalypse changes this form, deal 2 indirect damage to each player. I'm interested to see what forces the villain to change forms. I'm sure we'll run into that here shortly. So here we go. We're sleeving him up. And then Unus is our next villain. So it looks like they're stacking the villains on top of each other in the box. Yeah. So Unus, we've got 3 copies of Unus, who is I believe the first villain in the campaign. So this one has toughness if the amount of threat on gene pool is at least 3, 6, or 9. 3, 6, or 9. 3, 6, or 9. These are all 3 versions. So he gains retaliate, 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 stalwart, stalwart, and stalwart. He gains a amplify icon or X-Jet icon. If the amount of threat on gene pool is at least those, so it's the same across the board. The only thing it looks like he really changes is his stats. So 1 scheme 2 attack, 2 scheme 2 attack, 2 scheme 3 attack as he advances, and his health is 12, 15, and 18. All right, hunting gene traders is the main scheme. And so gene pool is at least, so gene pool must be a card in the game here. So Unus, so the setup says reveal gene pool side scheme in expert mode, deal each player a face down encounter card. So the gene pool is a side scheme that's going to be in the deck here. So we'll eventually get to that. Prelate sidearm. Is it prelate sidearm? Attached to Unus. After Unus attacks and defeats an ally, place 1 threat on gene pool. After you make a basic attack against Unus, spend an energy and fist resource to discard this card. Okay, good. So that's the prelate sidearm. We also have the prelate armor, which is attached to Unus. After Unus schemes, give him a tough status card. Hero response. After you make a basic attack against Unus, spend a mental and fist resource to discard this card. Give him a tough status card after he schemes. Then we've got some buddies here, some minions. Who are the stars of the game, really? The minions. Infinite Hunter. When revealed, deal 3 damage to an ally you control. Choose to either place 2 threat on gene pool or activate or the activating enemy gets +2 scheme and +2 attack for this activation. When revealed, 3 damage to an ally you control. Wow. Genetic Experiments is a attachment attached to an infinite minion. So we got an Infinite Hunter. Otherwise, this card gains Surge. Attached minion gets +2 hit points. When attached minion is defeated, place 2 threat on the gene pool. Genetic Experiments. Prelate, Infinite Prelate. When revealed, Unus activates against you if amount of threat on gene pool is at least 3, 6, and 9. So we get some additional benefits. They are give Unus a tough status card, heal 3 damage from Unus as well. Give Unus an additional boost card for this activation if the amount of threat is at least these amounts. So if it's 9, you hit all 3, right? Wow. And here's endless ranks. When defeated, place 3 threat on gene pool. All right. Endless ranks. Place 3 threat on gene pool. So didn't see the gene pool. That must be part of a one modular. Let's see. Unus, Infinites, and Standard sets. One modular set, Dystopian Nightmare. I wonder where the gene pool side scheme is. There it is. Let's take a look at that gene pool side scheme. All right. Force response after an ally is defeated by anything other than consequential damage. Place 3 threat here. After an ally is defeated by anything other than consequential damage. So we are targeting the allies with these decks here. So that's what makes the gene pool work. All right. I think I'm going to pause at this point. I've opened up one hero. We've looked at Apocalypse on his folded up cards. And we've also started to look at Unus and the Infinites. There's a lot more cards to go, but I think I will save those for another time. Thanks for watching at least a portion of this unboxing video today. If you like my content, you can like and subscribe. I'm really looking forward to cracking into this campaign for the Age of Apocalypse. Looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, and Apocalypse is one of my favorite villains. So hopefully that continues to be the case after I play the game. So, all right. So again, I picked up my copy of Age of Apocalypse from the Griffons Lair. This is not a paid advertisement or anything, but I do like the service that they give. So if you're looking to pick up your copy of Age of Apocalypse, why not give them a try? You can find them online. They have an online store. They also have an eBay presence, which is where I picked up mine this time. And anyway, I'm the Board Game Lawyer. Thanks for watching at least the initial bust into the box of the Age of Apocalypse. I'll be playing some videos and doing some playthrough videos of the content that's inside the box in future days. So stay tuned for some more Age of Apocalypse content over the next couple of weeks or so. So thanks for watching today, folks, and have a good evening.